Tasty, tasty. Hey folks, and welcome to today's stream. 3 days on the trot. What can I say? It's nice and quiet at the workshop, so why not stream? Oh, let's have a look at chat and see what you guys are talking about. Okay, so Frankie gets first. Congratulations, Frankie. Storesness is here with the SPC rocket. Moons of Empire. Dude, I have a box that I need to ship to you. Can you send me a list, Moons, of everything that I need to send you? Because I've got the Ace of Spades, I've got the cable, I've got your keyboard that's fixed, and I've got a battery. I need to know if there's anything I'm missing, but let me know. Jehovah, thank you so much for being here, dude. Can't believe another live stream during work hours, loving it. Yeah, 3 times in 3 days. At work again. Have a great stream. Thanks, Dynamics. Eisenheim, how's it going? I'm doing well, man, thank you. Yeah, it's relatively quiet week here at PT. Because we're waiting for our next shipment to arrive, there's just basically in-stock orders to do. And that does not take all day. So I've been recording some content that we're going to use on Instagram and TikTok, making some product reels, sorting out some stuff on the back end of the website that needed doing. There's very little in the way of paperwork that needs doing as well at the minute, which is nice and also worrying. I am owed a tax rebate, which I need to chase up, which I haven't got yet. So I do need to chase that down. So I figured, why not stream? I do have a customer repair at the side of me. I don't know what it is, but we'll be looking at it shortly. I just got a letter from a customer that says, "Hi Jay and team, please kindly reinstall the stabilizers and check that all keys are working. Nothing works when I've put it together myself. I've included all the switches and everything you might need to build this keyboard. Please return it to me at this address. Thank you very much." I don't know what keyboard it is. I don't know what stabilizers are. I don't know what switches or keycaps there are, but we'll take a look at that shortly. Patrisuga says, "Hi Jay, 3 days in a row. What's happening here?" Just doing streaming things. Can't be happier for another stream. Nice. I'm glad to be here. Tengus, I am truly blessed that you are visiting my stream. There we go. All I know is that he's helping me to get through the day quicker. Keep it up. Nice. Here he is again, your friendly Englishman to make up for the awful weather. The weather at the minute is up and down. It's like I wanted to bring one of the classic cars into work today. I almost got the orange Datsun out of the garage today. And the reason I didn't is because for the past few days it's been bright and sunny in the morning. Then by like 1 o'clock it's rained really heavily. And I don't take that car out in the wet weather. So at the minute I'm stuck just driving the boring old Audi. But we'll do. Hey Jay, what board are you using today? You can type in this command and it will tell you. I try and make sure that that's up to date. And it is up to date because I knew that I was changing keyboard. So this is GMK Shinseki on a Bias DE R2. The reason I've got this out is for 2 reasons. One, it's been sat in the workshop for about 6 months since I built it. It hasn't really been typed on, and I know the stabilizers need tuning, so if we get round to it, we will tune the stabilizers on it towards the end of the stream. 2, we have the Bias Ds coming to us very, very soon. They're literally in the shipment that's due to arrive in 2 weeks' time, so I kind of want to get another feel for the board. And 3, it just looks really nice, so why not? Another day, another stream? Absolutely. Mysterious customer repair? Yeah, we get a few of them. A repair stream, wicked cool, Jay. Yeah, well, this is all the stuff I often do, like the build we did yesterday. Customer builds I rarely stream, and repair stuff I never stream, so why not? I do have another repair to do for a customer. I'm just waiting on a replacement PCB, and then I have to desolder this and change the PCB for the customer. So there are other repair streams coming if you guys are interested in them. Boring. Yeah, well, I guess we all have different definitions of boring, right? 3 days in a row because pure insanity. Why is it insane? Like, I think I've streamed 3 days in a row before. I think I have. Have you seen this board up close, dude? Let me show you. This is the Bias DE with GMK Shinseki. It does have, what you can't see from this angle, it does have the front LED. It's nice. It's good, yeah. And then the rear as well. Nice side profile. And then it has the bias design on the base. Customer's definition of repair is quite loose, it seems. Yeah. This is a prototype as well, so this is technically not quite the same as the production one, if I remember correctly. But yeah, more of a help service at this point. I think the thing is, people get into the hobby and they think that they can... I'm just going to zoom this camera a little bit. I forgot to do it. There we go. They think that it looks easy to build a keyboard because they see a streamer do it or whatever. And then they try it and it's not quite as easy as they thought. So then they tend to rely on us to kind of like help them fix that. This is why we do have a build service. Like, you can just pay me to build your board. It's 50 quid and I will make sure it's working before I leave. It's not expensive. It's relatively cheap for 2 hours of my time to solder something together or whatever. But people often just can't get the board working and then they get frustrated. And I can't remember the email chain with this customer particularly, so this is just a generalization, not about this customer. So yeah, so they'll then say, oh, Jay, this doesn't work. I've done it all right, but it doesn't work. Can you have a look at it? So then we end up doing the build service for free because we have to fix it. So yeah. Winky Elis or Winky, please note that your answer will lead me. I'm £450 tomorrow when it's back in stock. Wait, what, this? You want to buy this off me? Drop into my DMs, good sir, if you want to buy this off me. Good afternoon, Mr. Bezic. We need to have a chat, actually. Speaking of selling my private stuff, we need to have a chat, Mr. Bezic, because I need to sell stuff soon. Oh, the oblique. What are you leaning to? Should we have a look at the oblique? Go on. Let's do the oblique. Amen. Let us help you shop. Let us help you shop. So, for those who don't know, the obliques are currently in pre-order. These have already been pre-produced. These exist already in the world. We just need to wait for them to ship to us. So, what options are you looking at, Amen? What options are you looking at? Oh, cool, dude. I'll reach out to you tomorrow. We'll have a chat, Mr. Bezic. Now, he said he wanted to go for Winkeyless or Winky. So we have the silver red patina Winkeyless. We have pink and silver PVD. Is there a particular combination you were wanting? Oh, okay. Do you want to know how I use a Winkeyless board, Eamon? You picked up the silver for the dark red patina. Nice choice. Do you want to know how I use a Winkeyless board? Let me grab the oblique and I'll show you. Where did it go? It is around here somewhere. Okay, so here is the secret to using a Winkeyless board. Oh, wrong one. Jay, why do you keep doing that? It's that one. There you go. So, and I use Winkeyless a lot. The secret to using a Winkeyless board is in your key map. Basically, the easiest way to get rid of this is to realize that you control and copy and control V a lot. Everyone control copies control V's a lot. You do that all the time. You need control there. It's nice to have shift here for the capital letters, all that kind of stuff. How often do you use alt? I bet it's few and far between. So there's two choices you can do here. The one that I tend to do on 60% is this becomes control because no one uses caps lock, and this becomes Windows. So that becomes control and it's control C, control V, right? Nice and easy. Or alternatively, you can put Windows here and have control C and V, and then your Windows command, so Windows and N or L or whatever it is, you can put your Win key up here. So there you go. Control Alt Delete. That's maybe the only time you use it. Okay, Control Alt Delete. You don't use it Alt for the Alt function. So you have, and we haven't even talked about the Alt key yet. We talked about moving the Windows key and the Control key and getting rid of Caps Lock. That's the easy solution. Okay, Control Alt Delete is just, you know, on the backspace. We have delete on the backspace. So yeah, Control Shift Escape. You still do that. Alt Tab and Alt F4. Okay, you guys are convincing me I use Alt more than I realized. So Alt's fine, you can leave Alt there. You can put Windows here and keep Control there, because no one used Caps Lock. We haven't used Alt. Alt stays the same. Control can stay the same. Put Windows here. Simple. Simple. Wing keyless is by far the best. It looks the best. You've got a nice place to rest your pinky fingers. Without Alt, I can't even log in. Control Shift does Alt GR. Yeah. Instead of Alt GR. Yeah. Caps Lock as a dedicated key is a lot. Yeah, I mean, 40s are an exercise in pain, right? How much can you reduce your life to a misery, and still be happy about it? I'd just move whatever function you want here. So either put Windows here or put Windows there and move Control up to here. That's the key. And if you use a HHKB, this is Control already anyway, right? This is a Control key. That's why I tend to make that Control. So yeah. You tend to set caps to control it, right? Yeah, even on normal boards. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the secret. The secret to using wing keyless boards is to forget about caps lock and put either Control there, or you put Windows key there and use it for whichever function you prefer. That's why I like stepped caps, because it just helps me know that I'm on the key. You so often set caps to FN. Well, we have an FN key here, so we don't need that. Handy for 10 new builds. Yeah, yeah. Well, then you could just have Control and Alt, right? You could have Control Alt here on the outsides and have Windows key here. So you can still do Control Alt Delete. You can just do that. And you still got Windows. Stepped control, my beloved. Yeah, I wish Muted had a step control. You don't see it very often. Where do I do arrows? Either, depending on what software I'm in, I'll have it on Vim arrows, or I'll do WASD. Yeah. Double shift for caps lock. I usually have this on tap for delete and hold for backspace. You always have to step control in ICs, but it's still so red. GMK has the mold for it. What sets has it now? Do I have a board with it on? Here you go, look. Another wing keyless board. This one's actually for Moons. This is going to Moons. This is the board that I put to one side for him. I did think it had step control, look. And this is Windows key. And this is a very old key set. This is really old key set, actually. This is the Ace of Spades by Pokemon Kid, one of the admins for MKUK. And this is going to go to Moons of Empire for a little bit. Midnight Rainbow gets step control, I'm in. I'll have a look at it. It is Blue Alert R1, yeah. It's barely been typed on as well. Like, you can see the texture still on the keycaps. There's no shine on these. Like, it was brand new when I put it on this keyboard, and it's had maybe 5 hours of use. It's a pretty keyboard. It has forced Limo connector, and then it is engraved with a specific playing card on the inside, and then a patina weight, which is basically just my fingerprints. Also, how do we reach you privately? It depends on what. If you want to buy something off me, email me, because I'll pick that up easier. If there's like something in my collection you want to buy, just email me. There is also, oops, if I don't fall off my chair, there is also a Rabout key that is stepped. You want to hear the Moons board? Yeah. Bear in mind that I have no idea what switches are in it. It's been on my desk for a couple of years now. Let's take a look. What's in it? It's been in the cupboard for a while now. Oh, it looks like Zaku's are in this. Zaku's on a carbon fiber plate. Let's pause some music. It needs a tune. It's been lying around for a while, so it does need a tune. But I'll let Moons do that. I don't know what Moons' plans for the board are, but yeah, I'll let Moons have a play. It does sound good. It does sound good. It's barely been used since it was built, to be honest. So yeah. Here's the matching cable. So Moon's actually commissioned this cable for me for it, which was really, really nice of him. This is the matching cable for the board. How good does that look? How beautiful is that? Keycap pullers. These will be in stock soon. This is actually UV reactive as well, but these will be in stock soon. Works really well, doesn't it? Hey Snicky, welcome to the stream. Okay, I'm gonna go put this to one side anyway. I'd got it already in the drawer the other day, ready for Moons, but I'm gonna put it to one side so it's around already. If it's in field of view, I can't forget about it. Ugh. You want my email address, Eamon? Yeah, sure. It's there you go. That is my email address. Out of sight, out of mind. I have, yeah. So the other rule that I try and live by, especially at home, not so much here at the workshop, but don't put it down, put it away. Don't put it down, put it away. That's the rule I try and live by at home, and it means that the house is really nice and tidy. Here at the workshop it's a little bit more difficult to do that because like there's so many things happening all at once that my ADHD adult brain often can't like stay on the same topic for a while. It needs to change, it needs something new, it needs something fresh, and then I'll go back to something later on. So I just end up at the workshop with like a million different projects all at once. Like on my bench over here there's a set of GMK Stargaze I need to send out to someone. There is an empty keyboard case, which I'm hoping to reuse for the Ace of Spades for Moons. There is the Moon TKL, which is in pieces, ready for a little bit of soldering, which we should do today, actually. Remind me to do the soldering for the Moon TKL today. There is a model F62 that I want to take some pictures of to sell. There are 5 or 6 keyboard cases. In fact, let me see if I can pan around and show you this. Let me move this other monitor out of the way. Oh. Sorry, I have like a vertical monitor. Right, let me spin this camera around, and you will see. Like, I'm going to spin this face cam around. Oh, wrong way. So you can see. So you can see up there. Where's my finger going? Up here. Come on, camera, focus. I just wanting to focus on there. It just wants to focus on the monitor edge. Can I get it to focus in the... Where's the focus saying? Okay, there we go. There we go. So you can see just here, this is the 3D printer I need to sell. There's another 3D printer on the far side of it that I need to sell. This is a desk mat that I've saved for someone, and there's these 3 keyboards here that I need to sort through and some key sets. Then as we pan round even more, you can see the Moon TKL just down there in parts. You can see the box of the Model F62, and there's another keyboard underneath it, and then we hit the monitor, but there's the oblique box on there and some other stuff, and then it's the back of the other monitor. So constantly full of projects to do. And we'll let that autofocus work. Cool. Oh, we have HDR. I didn't know this had HDR. Oh, moody. Kind of like it though. There we go. Right, we're back in the zone. Yeah. Good tip, and then you can find things. Yeah. No wonder you ignore my emails. I was sending them to Jay. No, it's J-A-E, not J-A-Y. Is that Pepperbait behind you? Yeah, Pepperbait is over here. I had some UK ISO kits made for Pepperbait a little while back. So if anyone has Pepperbait, you can get one of these off me for free. All you need to do is send me proof you have the key set so it doesn't go to people who are going to scalp people and whatever, and I will give them away for free. I found an empty spot on my desk and had to put something down. Yeah. ADHD adult crew represent. So much spore face left. So I spent ages tidying up the floor space, and I still have a pile of stuff on the floor that needs a home. So yeah, we'll get there. I'm just worried that's what'll happen, Tangus. Like so far only one person has, like, I had 5 sets of it made, 1 for me, 4 for other people. So far only one person has come out and said, yes Jay, I would love a Pepperbait UK ISO kit. No one else has. So either no one else in the UK has it, or no one else in the UK wants it. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just me. I think it's time for some snacks though. I did buy myself some Jelly Tots, tangy ones. Apparently they're tangy. I'm not quite sure what makes them tangy, but yeah, I tell you what, Autonomy, message me in like a month and I'll give people another 4 weeks and then we'll sort it out. Ooh, they are tangy. They are really tangy. That's not going to go with the coffee. Oh my god. 11 sweets is 71 calories. They're really tart. Jelly Tots tangy. Those are good. I like them. We got a box of sweets from Moons a couple of weeks ago, and in there was a packet of these, and it disappeared. So I think Mel took the pack of them, so I never got to try them. So when I saw them in the supermarket yesterday, I was like, oh, I'll just buy those and give them a try. They're really tangy. I like them. I also have some, because I'm a boring soul, I do like dark chocolate digestive biscuits. And I also I do have more treats today. I also have a packet of the best biscuits of all, fig rolls. I think in the US you call these Fig Newtons. Yeah, they're my favorites. But I have to be careful. Do I have any good ideas for keep storage? I've outgrown the filing cabinet. Get a proper filing cabinet. Type that you can do this in. Pass on the fig rolls. Fig rolls are great. Can't wait till I'm back in the UK so I can jump into a Greggs, devour sausage rolls, bacon and cheese wraps, and some bean sausage cheese melts. Oh, Greggs is so bad, but so good. It is a Bisley, yeah. I had them, like Bisley UK are really good. They made a custom front for me, so I didn't have to have the, I didn't want the reach under finger grabs for it. I wanted actual full-size handles, so I asked them to make the front panels flush, and they did. Custom made is kind of like they just remade the front panels. That's all they did. Like I don't think it was like, in fact, it probably saved them money because they could just use offcuts of metal. I think in the US they're called Fig Newtons, Tangus. I think in the US they're called Fig Newtons. But yeah, I don't know. Sway Sullivan, let's say. Hey Alex, hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. We built the Manta the other day. I don't know where it's gone. It was here. I have lost it. I have not lost it anymore. Came out pretty nice, I do say so. Not sure if you've seen a, this is with Hyperbeige on it, with an ISO Manta, Alex. Hold on, let's switch the cameras over so you can see. There we go. Hyperbeige on the Manta. Came out super nice. Super duper nice. Picked up one of the Manta plate forks from you the other day. Yeah, they work really, really well. In fact, I think I have one just here that we 3D printed. Hyperbeige is beautiful. It's in stock. We never did help Eamon finish off picking up his oblique though, did we? As I said before, ADHD, we get rattled sometimes. So, Eamon. What were your choices? Because you said you didn't know if you're going to go for wing keyless or wing key. I'm not sure what options we've got, but I would suggest going for wing keyless because it's the best. So yeah, feel free to pick one up. Do I still have a chance on PBS Blanks? PBS Blanks is still in stock, yeah. What's the board on your table right now? You can use this command to find out. There you go. It's Bion Bias DER2 with GMK Shinseki, which again, Shinseki is in stock as well. Which is right here. This is the keycap set, which is pretty cool. If you're into that kind of colorway, which I am. I went with 2 PM shipping. Well, I'm streaming now and no one else is in the workshop, so if you order today, it'll ship tomorrow morning. If you order today, it'll ship tomorrow morning. Yeah, the priority express dispatch is up to 2 o'clock, but I'm streaming, so it's not going to happen before 2 o'clock because I'd have to go get it and ship it. But yeah, if you order now, it'll ship tomorrow. No, the express priority dispatch is not needed. We had that so that's been on the store for a little while. We implemented that when we had the last shipment arrive because there was a few customers who were like, oh, like I really want to buy this, but I want you to prioritize it and ship it immediately. So we were like, look, if you pay us a little bit extra, we'll do that. Even though we are in the moment shipping at, you know, X group buy or Y group buy. So yeah, shipping stream. We thinking of the silver red or the brown and blue? Let's have a look at that. Let's go back and have a look at it. We don't use honey discount codes. So sorry, what you're looking at is silver red or the brown blue. Silver red patina in wing keyless. That's a good choice. The silver and red, so the red will be the same as the patina I have on the base of this. So I've got this kind of at the side, so you can see just how close the renders are to the real life kind of view. They're pretty close. That's a good choice. The red patina is really, really nice. Or the brown and blue. The blue's really nice. Yeah, that's really, really nice. Do you know what would look really good on that? MT New Copper, which is just about to leave GMK. MT New Copper on this. Chef's kiss. And MT New Copper is just about to leave GMK. They sent me an email Monday or Friday, I think. Friday or Monday, saying get ready for it, Jay, because it's gonna be leaving soon. So yeah, that's what you need. Then everyone buys Express, and Express is the only next logical step. Well, your current Express then becomes standard, right? You went for the Pumice Mentor. Let's have a look at the Pumice Mentor. We can get it up on stream and have a look. Is that going to change the color? No. Which one is the Pumice? Was the Pumice the black grey? Was it this one? Grey beige anodized. Okay, grey beige anodized. So this. Do you know what would work really, really well with that? Do you know what would work really, really well with this Messing? Wait, what? Why is that saying sold out? These are in stock. These two base kits. Oh, why have we got the crap pictures on this? These two base kits would look fantastic. I do not know why Sharon has put the small pictures, but Modern Materials would look really, really good on that. That looks so good on it. Both of those would work really, really well. Why do I keep doing that? It's browser sharing, not background sharing. I was going to go the boring option, put DCS intro beige. Nice. Beige caps on dark grey, my man. Beige is king, right? Or alternatively, right, if you want a budget option, what I would do is the JOG keycaps that we developed. So these are basically beige, but they're cheap. So like for non-UK folks, they're £41.65. I think my my VPN must be on at the minute. But yeah, this is the actual keycaps these that we developed with JCS. So they're really cheap. And there's a ton of compatibility. And they're probably the closest you can get to OG dye subs on the market right now, because we tweaked all the legends to make them match. So yeah, seeing the Mentor over and over again makes me sad. I don't have the budget for it at the minute. Sad. There'll be a small amount of extras, I think, Zed. Are you getting icon beige? I believe so. I believe so. Nothing I can share on that. We should do the whole proper shilling thing though, actually, shouldn't we? I should be better at this. I'm really, really bad at telling you guys to buy stuff from us. So, yeah, like go have a look at our in-stock stuff. And if there's something that we have in stock that you want a discount on, ask me and I'll give you a discount. There you go. Ask nicely for a discount on anything in stock on the store, and I'll try and oblige. All you have to do is ask. Anything you'd like to see a discount on, just ask. As long as it's not already got a discount on it, of course. Okay. Let's catch up with chat. I'm thinking about putting GMK Future Funk on the Tangerine SE Mentor. That'll work well, dude. That'll work really well. Jay, you once wrote a blog post about a closing burger joint of sorts and how you're frustrated or disappointed about it. Have you found another different one to fulfill the joy you had with that joint? So yes and no. So that post was more about, and thank you for reading it, by the way. No one reads my blog, so thank you very much for reading it. Let's in fact, let's get that up. I think it's under Jay's Ramblings. High Street Snobbery. This is the one. I do write a few blog posts, not too many. I actually have one that I'm about to publish at some point in the next week or two. So this was basically a post that I saw on my emails, and it was from the Almost Famous burger bar that was in Leeds. Now this was a while ago and it closed down. I only went a few times. I didn't go all the time. I was more upset that a company that was doing as well as they were suddenly went to a struggle because of all of the different aspects of things that are infringing on businesses right now, and it's making us pinch our pockets as well here at PT. Like the challenge and cost of doing business in the UK as a small company is insanely large right now. You know, if you're not going to make money basically as a small business, and it's hard to employ people, and everything is just constantly grinding against it. So the post isn't actually about the burger joint as such. Now, it was really good burgers. We tend to do Five Guys instead now because it's closer than even where Almost Famous was. There's a Five Guys 10 minutes away from where we live. I haven't found, there is another place in Leeds that is really good actually, called Backyard Burgers. If you're there, Backyard Burgers, really, really good. So check that out. Thank you, Eamon, for the sub. I appreciate that, dude. Anyway, what this post is about, and if you want to go read it, I'll drop the link into chat so you can have a read of the blog post. But basically, it's me going on a rant about how the government is not helping, and that's the crux of it. So I'll zoom in a little bit and read it out to you so you guys can kind of get the effect. So it's time we had a chat about the Great British High Street Massacre and the latest casualty, as well as its ginormous effect on Leeds, a city I love almost as much as keyboards. Leeds is my hometown. Almost Famous, that burger joint where you could stuff your face with enough calories to power a small village, has gone tits up. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh no, Jay, where will I get my fix of heart-stopping, artery-clogging goodness? Well, fear not, because there's still plenty of places where you can exchange your hard-earned cash for a slab of meat between two bits of bread. But that's not the point, is it? No. The point is that this is just another nail in the coffin of British dining out. It's like we're all stuck in some sort of economic purgatory, where our wallets are as empty as politicians' promises and our stomachs are rumbling louder than that shitty old Epa maker that's lost all its farm and the tiny bit of charm it started out with. Big digger Epa maker there. You see, the problem isn't that Almost Famous couldn't make a decent burger. The problem is that we've all become as poor as church mice. And not just any church mice, mind you, but the ones that live in a church where the vicar's been nicking from the collection plate. It's a vicious cycle, really. We can't afford to eat out, so restaurants close. When restaurants close, people lose their jobs. When people lose their jobs, they can't afford to eat out. It's enough to make you want to bang your head against the wall, except you can't afford the medical bills if you do. And don't even get me started on the landlords. They're sitting pretty, charging rents that would make a Saudi oil sheikh blush, while the rest of us are scraping together pennies to buy a pot noodle. It's like they're playing Monopoly, but with real money and real lives. You'd think they'd want their properties filled with bustling businesses, wouldn't you? After all, an empty shop is about as useful as a chocolate teapot. But no, these clever clogs have a different game in mind. They keep rents sky high, even if it means half their units sit empty, because it props up the value of their property portfolios. That's right, charging extortionate rents isn't about getting tenants, it's about keeping their assets looking shiny on paper so they can borrow against them. It's like owning a key cult you never use, but polishing it every day to impress your Discord server full of juvenile imbeciles. Meanwhile, the rest of us are left staring at boarded up windows and wondering why the high street looks like a post-apocalyptic wasteland. It's genius, really, if your goal is to turn cities into ghost towns while sipping champagne on your yacht. So what's the solution? Well, I could tell you to pull yourselves up by bootstraps and make your own bloody burgers at home, but let's face it, if you're reading this, you're probably too lazy to do that. And besides, cooking at home doesn't help the poor sods who've just lost their jobs at Almost Famous and every other failed retail outlet, does it? No, what we need is for someone to pull their finger out and fix this mess. Maybe we could start by paying people enough to actually live on, instead of wages that couldn't keep a hamster in sawdust. Or perhaps we should stop treating the high street like it's a game of real estate Jenga, seeing how many businesses we can pull out before the whole thing comes crashing down. But until then, we'll just have to watch as more Tourette signs pop up like acne on a teenager's face. And remember, the next time you're thinking of splashing it on a burger, a keyboard, or anything else, you might want to do it sooner rather than later. Because at this rate, the only thing that will be left on the high street will be pound shops and despair. There you go. That was the post in its entirety. Just me getting angsty about different things. I got myself the Machinist and the Pumice. I'm not sure what to put Hyperpage on. Oof, Machinist, I think. Go buy stuff, Jay. Pretty much, yeah. PBS blanks are ace. The pack is hefty. Keep rotating them onto new keyboards. Nice. Didn't know you had a blog. Yeah, I don't really promote it too much. I don't write very often for it. It's just when I'm angry about something usually. So, yeah. Controversial opinion. I don't think Five Guys is overrated. Oh, you do think Five Guys is overrated? Five Guys is good. It's just too expensive for what it is. It should be half the price. This is why I very much like some of those grifter jobs people have these days. I would take Burger King over Five Guys any day of the week. Interesting. My intro S100 Half-Life wing keyless with a set of Gator on the launch switches have shipped from Bowl yesterday. So excited. Nice. We're expecting the S100s soon. Barbers, vape shops, American sweet shops, and pound stores. Yeah, well, barbers is the weird thing. I've got to fly in here, sorry. There was a lot of barbers around where we are as well. None that I would ever frequent, but yeah. High street stores have been filled with pound shops and charity stores in the less affluent places of the country for years already. Yeah, I'm not saying they haven't, but I think my point was more the case of that, you know, with pound shops taking over comes that whole despair factor because you can't go to the shops anymore and people aren't making a living from running small businesses, which is, you know, one of those things. If you think about it, books are written in form of rants at first. Maybe. Oh dear. But yeah, sometimes I get angsty. If you want a sneak peek of what my my next blog post is about, I will share that with you very briefly. In fact, there's two. There is two that I've been writing recently. It's a while since I've done them. So this one is there's no images, bear in mind. This is Cars, the last bastion of selfish commutes. This is basically my take on the current future of petrol heads like myself. It's quite a long one. But that's one that I'm writing at the minute. And then the other one I'm actually writing for Drop right now. So this one is something I'm writing for Drop. Why can I not see the preview? There it is. Obsolescence is a new black. Why mechanical keyboards are still kicking ass. Very, very British. But yeah, this is something I'm writing for Drop at the moment. Which is just kind of about how good things can be old things, if that makes sense. We'll see. Anyway, it's just all a bit of fun. But you'll see that one on Drop very soon. Do a postgrad in economics, Jay. Oh, I can't afford to go back to university right now. I need a job, Mr. Clay. That is my first and biggest priority of this month, is to start looking for a job. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the time to do a postgrad. I wish I did. Do a PhD under Roe? Maybe. I'd love to, but like the chances, you know. It was my birthday on the 2nd. Can we have a discount on the PBS blanks, pretty much? How much are they up for at the moment? Let me have a look. I could probably do like a 10% discount on them, maybe. Okay, so are you wanting the white ones or the black ones, Autonomy? White ones or black ones? Let me know. Love the fact the title has a UK spelling. Well, I'm in the UK. I write from the UK, so it's going to have the UK. The white, please. Okay, let me have a look and see what we can do. So they are currently 43.33 times 1.2. They are 51.99. Times 0.95 equals that, divided by 1.2 equals that's 5%. You silly idiot, Jay. Hold on. Let me start that again. Right, 43.33 times 1.2 gets us to the retail price, 51.99. Okay. Times that by 0.9. And then divide that by 1.2. And that takes us to £38.99. Okay. Okay, they now have a discount applied to them. Let's make sure that's actually coming up. There you go. They now have a discount applied to them. This isn't showing VAT because I think I'm behind a VPN at the minute, but VAT will apply as well. So there you go. But that's proof that it is working. It's my birthday in October. Can I get a PT open day in October or November to spend time with us people, please? Granted. Yes, granted. I don't know what date we're tracking for at the minute for that. I need to have a look at the form, actually. What did we call it? Autumn 2025 open day. That's the one. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's pretty even across all of the dates, so I need to figure out what it's going to be. Yeah, it's looking pretty even across all of the dates right now. If you do want to come to the open day, fill out the form, let us know that you're coming. Yeah, it looks pretty even right now. You could have cave and spelled ass instead of the UK spelling of ass. Maybe. You have them on a keyboard. Get out. Get out. Just found a dumpling place and they work. Had dumplings for lunch. That does sound really good, Mr. Collane. That does sound really, really good. Autonomy, thank you. We'll ship those out first thing in the morning for you. Right, okay. So we take a look at this customer's build. I've got a million things open now. That I don't need open. Why have I got all these windows? I've got like a million windows open. Colleen finds dumpling place. Colleen sends up to open day the size of a small Datsun Ute. Fair. Right. Let's move the coffee to one side. Move the keyboard to one side, move the sweetie packets to one side, and let's take a look at this customer's keyboard. So I'm not actually sure what board it is. I haven't, other than unsealed box, I haven't actually had a look to see what the customer sent. Okay, I'm not sure what keycaps those are, but they don't look like something we sell. Or if they are, I don't recognize them. We have some switches. Broken? Apparently these are broken switches. And these are okay to use switches. Oh, we'll see about that. I don't know what keycaps these are, but they're falling out of the box. I'm just going to put them to one side now. There we go. And let's see if we can diagnose this customer's problem. What PBT spacebar, I wonder? So back to the customer's note. It's the stabilizers, and none of the keys are working. That's what they've said. Stabilizers and none of the keys are working. Okay, let's just take everything out here. Oh, so we have stabilizers there, which we might need. Okay, so that is slightly worrying. The weight is not screwed in. Oh, it scratched the board in shipping because the weight wasn't screwed in. Why would someone send me it like this? Do we have the screws for that? Okay, the first thing I notice is the battery isn't connected as well. That daughter board is also loose. Let's tighten the daughter board up. Pretty sure this ribbon cable's not inserted fully as well. There we go. Okay. Right. Well, first things first. Let's plug it in and see if we get anything out of it. Let's load up Switch Hitter and see what we get. Seen the problem, it's ISO. I don't actually know if this is a core or not, it may well be. Well, we're getting nothing. Nothing unplugging it in. Okay. So, I think it's time to take it apart and see what we're actually working with here. Because there was literally nothing on plugging it in there. Right, let's pop all these keycaps off first. Okay, so I can already tell in this bottom corner that the plate and the PCB don't feel like they're the correct distance apart. So I feel like there's at least some keys where the switches are not into the PCB. There's some scratches on the case up here as well. I think a lot of these switches are not connected to the plate correctly, nor are they inserted into the PCB correctly. And the whole plate and PCB assembly is not aligned. So I'm slightly concerned that the PCB didn't register when we connected it. But I think that this is just a build issue. I think the switches are not installed correctly at all. Yeah, look, there's a load of little tiny scratches just... Can you see them? There, just this one's catching the light there. Go back in. I don't think the stabilizers are connected to anything. Yeah, the stabilizers aren't even pushed into the PCB either. Like if you look, if you look at the stabilizers here, they're not even connected. there is a load of scratches on this though. Like the whole top row, I don't know if you can see, like every time there's a little sparkle in it, like there's a couple just above the 8 key here, those little sparkles are actually scratches. So these 2 dots here, some scuffs down here as well. It's also not particularly clean either. I should have probably washed it first. Yeah, the O-ring is on top of the plate. I think it's because the plate and PCB aren't connected correctly. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take it all apart. We're going to figure out why the one above the 3, yeah, there is one just there as well. Figure out why the PCB isn't responding at all. Then once we've figured that out, we'll start to get the actual PCB and switches and everything installed correctly. Then once we've figured that out, we'll put it all together and test it. And then, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about the scratches. But at least you guys see me unbox this on stream, so the customer can't claim I did them. No, New John, you didn't miss much. We're just fixing this customer's build. It's full of some hairs and it's sticky in places, which is kind of interesting. I mean, you can get things reanodized, but like you'd be better off just Cerakoting it at this point, I think, if you wanted to protect it. Like there's nothing I can do to get the case looking back to factory. Yeah, look. Yeah, the stabilizers are just not even installed properly. They also feel like they're not in the housings right. Maybe we're going to have to change the stabilizers here as well, I don't know. I mean, by reanodizing, you're reanodizing the whole board. You can't just patch a scratch on a keyboard in the anodization. You have to reanodize the whole board, which means sandblasting the whole thing and then reanodizing it or Cerakoting it or something like that. Unfortunately, there's no smart repair option for anodization. Well, the keyboard was definitely switched on, which was my other worry, that it was not switched on, but it is switched on. Okay. So I think the daughter board's what's damaged here, because that came out without me even touching the cable. Okay, so yeah, so the switches, as you can see here, the O-ring kind of goes underneath the switches, so the switches aren't even connected to, like I've barely touched, the switches aren't even connected to the PCB. So let's see if we can free the ones up that are connected. Okay. Yeah, like these stabilizers aren't even, like I've not really touched these stabilizers, but they're not even connected. And the standoffs that are supposed to connect the plate and the PCB together, these are barely installed. Like if you look, the screws just rattling around here. So we can, and the screws were not even on top at all. And the other standoffs are in the foam still, so they weren't screwed in either. Okay. Right, have we dropped any screws? Okay, let's get those two standoffs installed. You guys can see a little bit better. I'll zoom out for this bit. Okay, there's a load of screws missing. I don't know where they've used them, but okay. Right, standoffs are installed. Let's get the stabilizers tuned nicely so that the customers are not having to worry about those. Yeah, these just aren't even installed. I think the only one that is installed correctly is the spacebar one, and that still feels incredibly loose. Okay, right, lube pen. Let's get these and a cloth. Right, let's get these stabilizers lubed up. Can you link the customer back to this stream? I mean, I can do. I don't know if the customer would want to see me repair it live, but maybe. Let's give these a proper amount of lubricant. There is some lubricant on these. I don't know if they came pre-lubed. I don't think so, but let's give it a nice old lube. They feel really, really loose to these stabilizers. Like, really loose. If they aren't great, I'll just replace them for the customer and put some from my personal collection in the board. Okay, that's one done. Let's get that into the backspace position. Oh, hold on. Let's get the PE sheet down first. Okay, so that's that down. Let's get the PE sheet in. Oh man, no, okay, these stabilizers need replacing. The customer's just damaged them a little bit too much. They've, oh, I can see why the issue is. I don't know if you'd be able to see this on camera, but they've actually, on the one I've just installed, they've trimmed off the two tabs on either side of the clip, so the clip's not holding in. So let's just put them to one side and go for new ones. That's 7U or 6.25U? 7. Okay. But we can use the wires actually. Yeah, look, the stabilizer's just not even holding in, so let's just take those apart and get some new housings. This is where we get the massive turbo stabilizers out. And let's see if we've got some clip-ins that will work. I think those will do the job. And a ton of screws as well. Okay, so we use the wires. We need 1, 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 and 6. And I think I've got enough screws here actually. Right. Okay. Let's start again with these and get these lubed up nicely. What plate did the customer use? It's a polycarbonate plate. Yeah, it looks like it may have been built ANSI first. You're not wrong. Though, do you know what? This wire is awful. I'm going to change the wires. Well, the wire is too thin. Well, as I say, if you're going to do a job, do it right. Whoops. Right, there's your gold 7U bar now. Checking I trust my eyes. Yep. Okay, right. Try that again. There we go, that feels a little bit better. A whole stab carrying case. Yeah, I get through a lot of stabilizers over the years, so I've found it's really useful to me to keep a lot of different type of stabilizers on hand, just for like instances like this, or if we need to replace one stabilizer to kind of match a customer's build or whatever. I guess this is a side of PT that people don't really see, where I'm doing this for customers. It's something that keys that are bigger than any you've got use autonomy. Okay. No worries, Joe. I hope you got all sorted. Scratches on the top of my current board are merely the storied patina of my efforts to drill out screw holes and install magnets. Sounds like you need a drill press. To you, or bigger, to ride the stabilizer. Backspace is to you, for example. Reminds me of a restoration show. Nice. Like, often this type of thing is more difficult and more time consuming than just a normal build, because on a normal build everything's brand new out of the box and it should just work. So when we're doing stuff like this, it takes a little bit longer to figure out what the customer actually needs, and then you actually have to dismantle the board and then rebuild it. So it just takes a little bit longer, and then you find out the issues the customers had along the way. So once we've got these installed, we'll see if we can get the PCB actually working, and then we can start to complete the build. Still live? Yeah. I've not died yet. Okay. Right, let's get these installed. A drill press or a wild idea. A drill innocent blunt. Fair. I can sympathize with that at times. Okay, pop you there and you there. Let's get you installed here and you installed here. That's that done. Thanks for sorting my seal out, by the way. Got the bits we'll build tonight. No worries, dude. No worries. Sorry it took us so long to get them from the manufacturer for you. Do you have Harbour Freight in the UK? No, but we have equivalents of Harbour Freight. I guess Halfords would be one of the equivalents. How do you know what to install? Then we have other DIY stores for different things. They may do, but I don't have any clip-in stabs to give the customer, and the clip-ins are damaged, so we will figure it out. Either way, it can't be any worse than what was already in the board. If I had some clip-ins, I would have used them. Unfortunately, I just don't. So we are limited with the science of our times. Yeah, I mean, we can always use the gaskets if we can't get the O-ring to work. We did have one customer a while ago where they needed a fix like this doing. So they sent the board to us, we fixed it, and then they got it back, and they didn't like how I'd fixed it, so they took it apart and then messaged me again to say it didn't work. It's like, yeah, you've just taken apart the bit that I fixed, dude. Like, okay. Right. So we're getting there now. Let's take these switches out. I need a switch puller. Come on. These switches are in here tight. Yeah, I'm not going to install the switches. I just want to test the PCB first, as you say. But I'm just making sure the plate's ready. Like if the PCB is broken, there's not much I can do for the customer, unfortunately. You know, they've had the keyboard, I think, for over a year now. What I actually suspect is I suspect that they've tried to change the switches whilst the board's being built. We might as well get everything prepped. Honestly, I'd turn the plate around, push the switches out. Yeah, I just don't want to damage the plate. It's a customer's plate, not mine. I don't have a spare of this plate for this board, so if I damage it, I have to order one, which takes a couple of weeks. So I'd rather not. These feel like a linear pressing them. I have no idea what switches they are. It's not something that we've sold, so I don't know where the customer got them from. But they did claim that they had a number of switches that just don't work at all. And I'm going to be honest, I think if there is any issue with the PCB, it's actually going to be with this ribbon cable, because it's got bends and creases and folds in it that shouldn't be there. So I think that we're going to find that that's what the issue is here. But we'll take it all out of the case and have a look in a second. Just like condoms, always buy a spare in case your original one breaks. Sure. Yeah, it could be a switch issue based on the fact that the switches weren't installed correctly. I think the issue was, though, even if that was the case, we would have still had the board connected to Windows Sound when I connected and plugged the board in. But yeah, these I've got to push out from the bottom. They need the tabs pulling out of the way. We shall see, because we're almost there. I'm not quite sure why the customer wouldn't have screwed the bottom weight back in the board, though. There is a daughter board, yeah, we'll take it out in a moment. Because the daughter board was loose as well, so it tends to suggest that there may be issues with that. Okay, right, so that's our plate sorted. we can come back to that in a moment. Let's keep the ribbon cable to one side. Let's take out the daughter board. Oops. Pepperbait decided to fall over. Unplug the batteries for this test. Okay, let's get the ribbon cable correctly seated. Okay. There is a couple of screws missing from this board. So there's only two of the flush screws that connect the plate and PCB standoffs together, which is slightly frustrating. Perhaps we'll find the rest of them in one of the bags. Let's flip this over. Let's give this a connect. Okay, some tweezers. How can I not find the tweezers? I know there's like there we go. Okay, let's give this a try. Wonder if the battery JST pins are okay. Yeah, we'll have a look at those in a minute as well. The fact that we're getting nothing at this stage does worry me. Just check I haven't put this ribbon cable in upside down. I'm fairly sure I haven't, but just check it the other way around, just to make sure. Oh, we have an LED flashing. We didn't have that before. So that's the Q LED. So that's probably looking for wireless mode or something. But we're still not getting the Windows sound. So is that looking for batteries? Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm wondering if the battery's plugged in. Let's just try flicking the cable over. I think this puts it into wired mode. Yeah, so it's still flashing for Bluetooth 1, which is fine, but it's still not connecting. Let's see if we can get it working with the batteries connected. That looks good. See, now it's come back on. As soon as I plug the battery in, it's flashing. So at least that means the batteries have some charge. Does anyone know the code to get it into wired mode? Or do I need to look that up? I wonder if I can find it in my Bluetooth actually. Let's see if I can find it. No, it's now stopped flashing. See if that finds it. No, it's not being found. Okay, let's put it back all in the case, put the switches in, and then see where we get to. Right, where did I put the screws for that? There. If we put some switches in, we can try the key codes to get it to switch over. Let's see if I can find the build guide for this. Okay. Just going to have a look at the customer's order. Is there... Total related, was FK for a moment. Did Jay mention GMK Copper MT new shipping to BT? Thought it would be Q4. Yeah, they messaged us the other day and said it was just about ready to go. Right, okay, so let's have a look at Neo 65. Okay. The customer has tri-mode hot swap. Okay. Oh, that's the doorbell. Give me 2 seconds, guys, and I'll be back. I just need to go answer the door. Okay. Right. So let's find where it changed mode. Where is the user guide for it? Looks like Jay's transparent. Oh, there he is. Yeah. So, Mr. Chair, how's it being sat on for a living? Everyone would love to be sat on by me. It's not true. They hate it. Tap tab until escape flashes at the bottom of preparation. Testing your PCB. Tap tab until escape flashes. Okay. Right. Let's put some switches in. In fact, we're going to look for the other two screws for there's no screws in there. Back your screws. I should post a message off my phone or something. Okay, well, there's one of them. And there's another one. So that gets us all nice and evenly. There we go. Okay. It's a TKL. Yeah, the one I have on my desk at the moment is a TKL. It's a Bias DE. Okay. Right, let's get the switches installed back in the board and make sure everything we know is level and even. And then, because if we have to get a replacement PCB for the customer, that's gonna take a little bit of time anyway. Well, that one's got a bent pin, so that's never gonna work. Okay. A lot of these pins, I think, have been bent previously and then tried to be straightened. So it suggests the customers had issues installing these switches. Yeah, another bent pin there. No, this one's been bent. I'll come back to the bent ones. We can probably fix them with some pliers, but we'll get them going. This is the perfect daytime stream. Yeah. Do you know I said these were linears before? Because they felt like linears, and when I press down on them, they are tactile, but it's very, very light tactile, like incredibly light. A lot of these pins just aren't gonna go in very easily, so we'll come back to those afterwards. They might be TTC bluish white. I don't know. We've never sold them, Colleen, so I'm not 100% certain. I'm not a fan of how they feel, to be honest, but I mean, look at this. I'm wondering if we're going to find some sockets not working as well once we get into it. More vent pins. Some of the switch housings aren't closed fully as well, I've noticed, which tends to suggest the customers open them up to lubricate them. Right, let's use the good to use ones, and let's get the rest of the switches popped in. Okay. Come back to those customer switches later. Right, let's catch up with chat. PolyFN and Tab will put the Bluetooth into pairing mode. Cool. Does a PC see the raw MCU? No. We'll figure it out in a second though. We're going to have a proper look in a second. FN and tab to cycle modes. Okay. Let's do you know what? I'm gonna take this out again, but I'm gonna use the use it without the batteries and it should work. Now we can actually press some keys. I'm not sure which way around the ribbon cable is supposed to go, if it's supposed to be going pins up or pins down. Shouldn't really matter, I don't think. But because pins should be on both the inside of the connector on top and bottom. As long as it's both the same. Okay. Let's get Bluetooth ready and see if we can. Wait, what was the one to switch modes? FN and tab to cycle modes. Okay, cool. Right, we can just plug it in and then FN and tab to see if we can cycle modes. Let's see if we get the Windows noise first. No. Okay. Now we get it connected. Let's get up switch hitter and see what we have working. So top key's not working, page down works, and so we've got the two top keys up here that don't work. We know that FN works. I'll do left shift in a second. Okay, so it is working. Let's get two more switches and pop them in left shift. And then we'll see if we can figure out Bluetooth. Shift works there. And that's giving us a key press. If I flip this over to ISO instead of ANSI, we should see that that's correct, that's correct, that's correct, and that's correct. Okay, so there's just these two switches in this top corner that don't work. Let's take a look at those and see if these work on shorting. Absolutely nothing. Nope. No, that one's working. So just these two not working at all, even when shorted. Okay, so I have spotted the issue on this. Okay, so we have a working keyboard in wide mode. The customer has pushed this hot swap off the board and it's ripped and torn the trace. So it is going to need a jumper wire to fix those two keys, which we can do. And it's torn the trace above the key as well, look. So yeah, okay, cool. Right, so we have the board pretty much working, just those two keys that are going to need a jumper cable for. Let's get the customer's keycaps back on and make sure everything works with the keycaps on here. And then we can put the board finally back together. That's the wrong control key. you like me to say PP. You know that when I do that, Twitch like blanks out the VOD of me saying it, right? It like mutes the audio for like 3 or 4 seconds around it. Which is really, really bad for engagement. Can we get another PP to test it? I have to see if we have the UK ISO keys in the pack for them so we can put the board back together correctly. That's in the wrong spot. Right, okay, let's did the customer not have a down arrow? Yes, they did. I'm sure that this set has UK ISO in it. Let's try and get the customer the correct keys here. Well, that should be 1.5 surely, but let's see. I think I put those switches in wrong. Let's fix that. We should have 1.5U. And then 1U, and then a 1.5U, right? Okay. Oh, this is half taped together, half not. Where are the rest of the keycaps for this? that's going to be the correct key for there, but we need to move it over and then put the 1U in. It should have a 1U key for Windows. There, code. That's right. And then at the other side, we should need a 1.5U FN key. I think this set has. I'm almost certain it has the correct keys for UK ISO as well, which it does. Because that one goes there. Okay, should be a 2 apostrophe key as well. And that's the R4 version of that key, which is the right one. Keys are in the tubs the way that they are, but hey, I'll try and get that sorted out for them towards the end of the stream. Okay, why can I not find the 2 key? Is it down here? Nope. Okay, perhaps they don't have the 2 key. Okay. Just going to double check that we don't have a 2 key right now. If we take all the keys out, I can put them back in the correct order in the tray for the customer, otherwise it's just going to frustrate me that it doesn't go in correctly. Use Mac. We're on pipe slashes by hashes. Okay, yeah, I mean maybe, but like they've got the wrong keys around. Yeah, I mean the customer can always change those keys back over if they need to. I don't think that it would be, based on what the customer sent to me, I don't think it'll be Mac that they're using, which is based on a really educated position of them saying Windows in the email chain. I don't understand why the 2 key is though. Perhaps there just isn't one in this set. Okay. You're teasing me? Okay. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Oh, and I found the 2 key. I don't know how I did not see it already, but it's there. Right, okay, cool. Right, let's put those to one side, and then I'll get the customer's board with the correct keycaps on first. And then we shall... where did I put my keycap puller now? Where did I put it? There it is. Then we'll put the customer's keycaps away, and then we'll try and get the wireless mode working. Okay, that's looking good. Now we need to pop this switch back in, but we need to move this one over first. So let's pop this off. Nice. Nice. Okay, and then that's going to want to come over, I think. Just like so. And then we just need the key for there, which I'm sure should have an FN key. Let's pop a control there for now. Okay. Right, so the customer definitely had page up there. That's it. And then page down. And then end, and then FN. Okay. Where's the page down key? Page down. Cool. There we go. Okay, so the customer's board's looking correct now. Let's try and get these keys put away in a little bit more of a sensible manner. This is going to be for the numpad. What's the best way to lay this out? Yeah, numpad. Oops. Almost dropped that. Didn't quite drop it. That's me. I imagine you'd know what I was, what the user was being contrarian. Don't worry, dude. Don't worry. Okay, so that's the numpad keys in there. We can probably get rid of some of the other keys in here as well that are needed for different varying ISO layouts. Okay, look at that one. I can put the rest of the numpad keys across the top and across the bottom. My nose is running now, I've sneezed. Okay, there should be a numlock one as well. There we go. Okay, so that's a little bit more reasonable. Let's put the control keys in here as well. I'm sure there was some more. Okay, come back to that. There's a couple of modifier keys that we can put in to this tray. So, okay, then we can put the rest back into this tray. Oh, those are meant to go in the other tray. Okay, there. Okay, we might as well just put the 1 new keys in here now. Doesn't really matter. At least it'll be a little bit neater for the customer. I was going to try and do them more correctly, but it's going to take too much time, so we'll just put the keys in. Spend a little bit of time trying to get through on the Bluetooth mode and rectify the other 2 keys as well. I feel like there's a missing tray here. I feel like the customer would have had another tray that they've not used or not sent. At least it's a little bit neater, if it's not perfect. fact that it's the top right two switches and nothing else. Yeah, well... You can see here where the trace is pulled out. It's just going to need a jumper cable, which may have to be a separate stream. But let's see if we can get the rest of it working. We still need to try and get Bluetooth mode working. And then we can see where we're up to. Come on, cable. You know you want to go in. There we go. Right. Okay, now we just need to put the gasket ovens on. It looks like we're one short. Can I drop one? Oh, there's two there. That's where they are. There we go. Okay. Let's pop all the customer stabilizers back into the bag for them. And put their screw pack in there as well. Considering the state of the rest of the build, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I feel like we've got on top of the build now. We just need to check the wireless mode and the Bluetooth mode. And we'll see where that gets us. You know what, we're probably going to lay this over here first, actually. Okay. We are looking good now. Right, now we can pop the weight back. And we can screw that in place. Okay, right, so we have the board all reconstruct it back together. I know these two keys need fixing. I will do that for the customer before I send it back to them. But let's try and get the wireless mode working. So it was FN and tab to get it into Bluetooth mode, I think. I rarely ever use Bluetooth mode on keyboards. Jehovah, what was the code to get it into Bluetooth? Can you remember? I have to remove some keycaps to lights. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Let's take them off. It's supposed to be. FN and tap to cycle mode, okay. Okay, we're getting nothing now. We're still getting it in wide mode. Okay. Let's just bring up switcher to. Oh, interesting. We're not actually getting anything here. Now it isn't working again. Now it's plugged in. Why would that be? Okay. Let's tackle it again. The LED under the escape key. Yeah, I think there is. Let's see what we're getting now. Just move that to one side. I'm not getting anything. How bizarre. How bizarre. Back out of the case it comes. I mean, that's my first instinct, is that the torn trace is causing the issue. Yeah. That, or during the assembly, we've pulled the ribbon cable loose. Nope, the ribbon cable looks good. Let's try again. Oh, we have a keyboard again. Right, let's see if outside of the case we can get it to go into Bluetooth mode and just use the cable for power. Which one's Bluetooth and which one's not? Doesn't Doesn't seem to be that Bluetooth. That's cable. So we're getting wired mode to work. But Bluetooth is not working. How bizarre. Yeah, it's just not finding it on Bluetooth. I wonder if there's damage to the Bluetooth radio as well. I wonder if your right moon's on the shorting out though. Yeah, it's got the whole trace on it. Okay, let's get some flush cutters and trim that up. So you can see just how much of the trace was actually damaged there, from here all the way up to here through this pad. Okay, right, let's give this one more try inside the case and see if we can get it to actually connect. Okay, let's try that again. Hey, there we go. Okay. Okay, so it's now working in wired mode in the case. Right, let's have another check for Bluetooth. What's a Neo 65 PCB cost for the customer? Maybe 40 quid? Yeah, it's about that. Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably about as good as we're going to get it working, to be honest with you, in wired mode. And I think this is going to be a case of go back to the customer and say, unfortunately, it's not working. We've got the board working as best we can, and we'll put a jumper cable on these two so that works. And yeah, we'll see what the customer wants to do from there, if they want it to be in wired mode or not, because I think this PCB is just being damaged too badly to say anything else. But it's definitely not. It's definitely not connecting. Oh wait, did that just connect? Oh no, it didn't. Okay, but it does work because I just sent that message from this keyboard. So we have it working. I just need to put a jumper cable in, and then we can send it back to the customer and say it works in wired mode, and we can see what they want to do from there. I don't want to go and order a replacement part for the customer without their agreement, because it's a difficult conversation to have when you say, look, unfortunately the PCB wasn't built great, and you know, Tesco. Did they put like Asda in there? It's not in pairing mode. Yeah, I won't go in pairing mode. That's the thing. So yeah. Co-op. And this how many supermarkets we can know. Right, let's just put the batteries back in and the weight back in and make sure it still does work in wired mode. But I feel at this point, I think if the customer does want this to work any better than it does now, it's going to be new PCB, and that saves us fixing the jumper cable switches as well. Yeah, the switch below the caps lock key is turned on. Yeah. As Moon said, I think we're kind of at the limit of what we can do for the customer. Yeah, the little switch is set to on. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it is set to the on position. We'll just give it one more try. Let's right, let's get up switch hits it one more time. Just give it a test. Just those two not working. Okay, so the board is working fine. I just don't understand why Bluetooth's not working. Hold FN and QEWR. Hey, there we go. Okay. It says we are connected. So in theory, if I unplug it, it should remain connected. There we go. She's all working then. Okay, great. So, the whole thing works. Apart from those two switches for the customer. Nice. Nice. Thank you, Mr. Jehovah, for your support there and getting that working. That's all looking good for the customer now. There you go. A thank you sent from the offending keyboard. There we go. The customer's keyboard is repaired. Just these two to put a jumper cable in. I don't have time to do that on stream today, but I will do, and I'll take a picture of it and show on Discord if anyone wants to see. But yeah, there you go. Customer build done. And with that, it means it's time for me to finish the stream, guys, because it's 3:30 in the afternoon now. So I don't know how long we've been streaming for, but it feels like it's been a couple of hours. So thank you very much for watching. We've done it. It's done. It can go back to the customer as soon as I've confirmed on those 2 bits. And yeah, well done, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. I'll try and do another stream on Thursday. Probably not tomorrow, but I'll try and do another stream on Thursday because I've got another couple of customer repairs to do. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.